intervened on behalf of...
And now, coming to you live from atop the Goldenrod City radio tower, it's the one, the only, PUCL TCGcast.
Hello, and welcome to the 98th episode of the PUCL TCGcast with your host, Basket. Today we're talking Pokemon Live, baby, and there's no one better to mix it up with than R.Sigma. How you doing, man?
I'm doing okay. It's an exciting time for Pokemon.
It is. Let's just move straight on. I also found out something really awesome today. It has to do with the topic, Pokemon Live. It's going to be on Android and iOS. That is exciting.
Yeah, being on mobile is a big thing. I still hope that we can make it to console at some point, because Yu-Gi-Oh! Made it to console. But
that could be pretty cool.
I don't need that at launch. Make the game look good first, and then get it to console. If it can run on phone, it should be able to run on console.
Oh, for sure. I think it's more like, are they going to want to dedicate the time and effort to transfer that? But who knows? That would be cool.
It's free to play, so it wouldn't have a problem there. And like I said, Yu-Gi-Oh! Made it over. At launch. I don't know how, but...
It's like, I'm sure that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a fantastic game to play. It's crazy to me, though. Well, also, I don't really know anything about Yu-Gi-Oh! So I was going to say it's crazy.
Oh, it's busted. Everything is busted in that game, and I don't know what most of the cards my opponent plays are, but there's not that much interaction, so I don't need to. I just have to be like, is that something I can let happen? Probably. I just have to read to see if they can die or not. That's all I have to do.
Okay. Now for the meat of the episode. For those of you who are living under a rock, PTCG Online PTCGO is being replaced overtime by Live. And we're going to try and assuage any fears you might have, as well as possibly confirm a couple. So let's start with the expanded aspect. Before we continue, yes, we will be able to transfer your in-game earned and paid-for cards from PTCGO to Live, but there's kind of a little catch when it comes to expanded. Sigma, what's it going to be supported on expanded?
So initially they've said that Lost Thunder is like the latest set that they're going to have. I'm curious to see if Tapu Lele makes it, because Tapu Lele is like a special case where it came out in that Pokemon 25 booster. So maybe it'll be there. Not that it matters, because we have Finneon now and it does the same thing.
For those of you who are like me and have a hard time remembering the set names and where they place, Lost Thunder was right after Celestial Storm and right before Team Up. So, and it was in the Sun and Moon era, so it's all really, really new.
Yeah, it's relatively new. It's got some really good cards in there. Lost March is in there. I wouldn't be surprised if Lost Thunder is the last new set coming, partly because a lot of people are thinking that the Lost Zone mechanic is also coming back soon in the next few sets.
Oh, why are they thinking that?
So they data mined Live and found like a set named Lost Origin or something along those lines.
Huh.
So they're like, well, that's probably a Giratina set. It might have Lost Zone in it because it's called Lost. So
okay.
It would make sense that we go back to where we also had Lost Zone as a mechanic. So that could be interesting.
That could be cool.
But that's not the set we'll see until like August. So it's a while out.
Those were the sets when Lost Zone came in, those were like the sets that were coming out during the Diamond and Pearl games, right?
Yeah, it was originally during Diamond and Pearl too, where Lost Zone was like a big thing. Lost Zone was big in Diamond and Pearl and like Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and then once we switched over to Black White, they kind of killed it away. And we didn't see it again until, I guess technically the first, what were they called? Prism Star cards showed up?
Yeah.
Where if they got sent to the discard, they went to the Lost Zone instead. Because they're one-ofs, and they didn't want you to reuse them like Life Do, because Life Do was dumb. And Sableye got banned because of it, but
I liked Life Do. I had that. I was just like, I had it on my on my Vespaquin Flareon deck, just because. I was like, you know what? I'm already trying to win.
Life Dew is fine. Junk Hunt is not. Junk Hunt is what broke Life Dew.
Junk Hunt is scary.
Like, Life Dew didn't do anything wrong. It's the Sableye that did it. That was bad. But we're also getting a new mechanic coming out next set with the Shining Pokemon that are like Ace specs again. So that's cool.
Do you want to go over the card rules for those real quick?
The next set, we know 3 of the Sparkling Pokemon that are going to be in it, and you can only have 1 of them in your deck. There's Heatran, which is only really for Fire-type decks, and it does 70 damage times the number of damage counters on it, which is whatever. Like, that's the most boring of all of them.
What's its HP?
I think it's like 160.
Okay.
So it can take a little bit. It can take 1 hit, usually. From VMAX Pokemon, maybe not, but it can take 1 hit. You have Sparkling Greninja, which lets you discard an energy to draw 2 cards each turn.
That's nice.
Like, a deck can use that. That's not limited to any type of deck. Like, that can be used by anyone. And then the other one is a Halucha, and it lets all your Pokemon do 30 more damage to your opponent's VMAX Pokemon. So meta dependent, but like I said, it's a useful card to have just sitting on the bench for any deck.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. I really like that.
Like, they're limited to 1. They remind me more of Ace specs than the whatchamacallit cards that were in the GX era.
Oh yeah, the Prism Star.
Prism Stars, yeah.
Yeah.
And I like that. They have a lot of general use to them instead of being very specific.
And to be clear, those are all abilities, correct?
2 of them are abilities. Heatran is just an attack.
Right, okay.
So, yeah, like I said, generally useful. And it's nice because Ace specs are going to be transferred to live eventually. So, but yeah, Lost Thunder is... We were talking about Lost Thunder. Lost Thunder's biggest Pokemon is like Zero Aura, and it had a ton of electric support too. So, like, electric decks are going to probably be good and expanded.
Oh, for sure. And the current expanded, I was looking up, and I believe Pikarom, if they're going to have expanded, like, available, which, I mean, I'm sure they're going to want it to be, like, you know, semi-tested out, like, once it's been pushed out, so it'll probably be available, but I think Pikarom's going to dominate again for a bit there.
Pikarom has, like, almost no pieces missing from it, I think.
Yeah.
Like, it has all the best cards. Like, It's missing the same things that every other deck is missing with, like, VS Seeker and Battle Compressor, right?
Yeah. And, I mean, Pikarom's dealt with that for a while. I mean, how long was it in the format? You know? Like
in Standard, it didn't care. So,
yeah.
I suspect that Pikarom is going to probably dominate that early expanded format. Like, you'd think ADP would come back, maybe, but I can't imagine that. Just because it doesn't have the double dragon energy that it gets to enjoy in current expanded, right?
Yeah.
Because double dragon energy is busted. I think that's from Ancient Origins back in the XY age, like mid-XY. So it will be a while before it sees that. Not that it matters, because we also have Arceus V and V-Star now, so maybe that'll see play instead. We'll have Welder, so...
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, Welder's going to be in there. So yeah, there's going to be a few decks you can mess around with. I'd be interested to see if there's anything new that kind of.
Welder will charge up Arceus V-Star perfectly fine, and V-Star has the computer search ability. So like, Arceus V-Star is probably another deck to be really afraid of once that expanded shows up, because Arceus V-Star is probably going to be a good deck in regular expanded too, I'd imagine. And it's important to talk about expanded too, because I didn't realize this, but apparently the stats for January on TCGO came out, and there's almost like double the number of unique players playing expanded than there are in standard.
Expanded's fun, man. That's my favorite.
I love expanded too. I really love finding new decks. It's sad to see some of them that are going to be benched for a little while. Like Volcarona was one that came out in like one of the more recent sets, where the entire goal of the deck, shove all of your fire energy into your discard, and then it shuffles them back in and does like 20 damage for each one. But expanded just has so many ways to just throw the fire energy away that It was a really easy to pick up and fun deck. Raticate's going to go away for a while. I liked Raticate.
Raticate is fun.
Like, Hypnotoxic Lasers, no, we're not happening anytime soon.
Yeah.
So the Raticate had used the triple acceleration energy to knock your opponent's HP down to 10, and then you used the Hypnotoxic Laser to end it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Such a fun deck, but yeah, no, that thing's gonna be a while. I can't imagine Black-White coming anytime soon. And that's where all your ace specs are, which only like a handful of them see like regular play. Like Computer Search is clearly the best one.
Oh, for sure. And I'm not sure if we said this already, but all expanded cards from TCGO, at least for the time being, what we know, they will be implemented, but they just kind of said over time. So there's nothing definitive as far as how fast it'll happen, but they are saying that it will be moved over. I just don't know how far back it's going.
Yeah, they will transfer from your current TCGO account if you own them. If ace specs will only transfer one, so if you have multiple, get rid of the extras. But yeah, eventually they'll come. They will transfer. What's nice is, because I don't think we've talked about it too much yet, but there's a crafting system. So a card like Tropical Beach should be significantly easier to obtain on the live client.
What do you mean? Like, can you explain that to me? What do you mean by a crafting system?
Okay, so when you open a pack and you have like extra cards, one of the currencies that you get is used for crafting the cards that you want, essentially.
Okay, so they're doing it like the Magic the Gathering Online.
Hearthstone kind of does it as well. Yu-Gi-Oh does it. Like, there is a currency that you can spend. It's a universal currency, unlike some of them where it's like, oh, you need to have the rare currency to create the rare cards.
Okay, yeah.
The crafting currency is all one. I think they're like a little hexagon coin thing.
Okay.
I saw some of the screenshots of the people with the beta. It looked like Pokemon Vs were being crafted for 500 points. And we know that, like, your fifth common of a certain common is worth 10 points.
Gotcha. Okay.
And then, like, V Maxes and V Stars are like 750 crafting points.
Okay, yeah. So that's so it is basically like the MTG as well online. Which is good because I was actually, when I first started playing that, I was kind of like blown away by like the fact that they were doing that because I thought it was going to be much more of a money grab.
Yeah, MTG uses more of like a rarity system because they have their wild cards instead, whereas this is just one universal currency. So there's that. One thing I've been doing recently to get ready for it is just getting maxing out my trades with like older packs that I have, like Sun Moon era packs or even earlier Sword and Shield packs. You can get like a max trade of the commons and uncommons from a set. So when you transfer it over, you'll have the playsets already. And when you open like the packs that they give you for prizes for completing missions or doing your battle pass on TCG Live, half of your pack becomes just the currency to craft new cards.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that actually brings us to our next little thing that I wanted to bring up. Should you keep buying cards on PTCGO for expanded decks or whatever sort of the currency that they're going to do, the crystals or whatever? For like once they're supported on live, and I would say a definite yes.
I think it depends on how expensive the card is to get on TCG Online. Like if it's a more expensive card, like say, what's it called? Computer Search. It's probably worth waiting and just crafting in TCG Live because everything should be like equalized in price there. So higher price things are a lot easier to get, whereas lower price things are a lot easier to get right now. Right?
Right. Yeah.
That's my recommendation. Like right now, I would not try to touch RCSV or V-Star because those are probably super expensive to get.
I meant more like going back to like expanded specifically and things like that.
If you could get them for like a pack or two, I think it's probably worth going back and getting them.
Yeah.
If they're super rare cards, I think Reggie Rock, that's like immune to your opponent's card effects. That one was only released as a promo, so that one might be like one of those absurdly expensive cards that doesn't really need to be that way. But like cards like that are things I probably wouldn't trade for now because they're far more expensive than they would be using your resources once live comes out and they come to live, right?
Right.
Whereas things that you can pick up easily are worth the pickup.
Also, I had a quick question. I think, and I'm looking it up right now in case you don't know, but do we know like a definitive date on when the TCGO will be like taken down or like offline?
The way they originally announced it back in September, things might have changed because of the delays that they've had, is that they will be sunsetting TCG Online before TCG Live goes live, right?
Okay.
So since they haven't announced the sunset yet, we're probably not moving over anytime too soon. I could see it being the end of March. That could be a time. From what I've heard from the people playing live, it's a little janky look-wise. Like, it doesn't look as good as it could be. So it's definitely a beta, if that makes sense.
Right. Okay, so then because you're using your Pokemon account or whatever, like your online Pokemon account, because you're using that's how they're gonna transfer things over? Like, are you just gonna sign into your new thing?
Yeah, they transfer things from your Pokemon TCG Online account to the live account, eventually.
Okay, so it'll be automatic, almost, because you'll just sign in with your old...
They might have you click a button to do it, but
right,
it'll be relatively automatic.
But same password and same...
They might have you set up the password and just connect it to your Trainer Club account.
Gotcha. Thank you, Trainer Club account. Yeah,
TCG Online is connected to the Trainer Card account, but it doesn't like use your same name on that. It was dumb. I'm happy that you get to set up new names, I believe. So, but the thing is, like, Canadians are now stuck in TCG Live, so I can't imagine it's too far away for a real launch. That's why I think end of March might be the case, maybe end of April, but like, the poor Canadians are stuck over there. So, like, I can't imagine them being alone for too long. So, hopefully it's soon. All
right. So, if you guys want to find out, we're going to keep talking about this, but if you guys want to find out some new information or, like, look at in-game screenshots or whatever, you can go to the Pokemon website and find all that out. One of the things that I want to talk about that is, it looks like there's going to be a lot more avatar customization options.
Yeah, which is nice because the TCG Online like tried and then just stopped.
Yeah. Yeah. And so there's going to be like, there's like a bunch of different hairdos, and like a sliding bar of hair color and, I'm assuming skin tone as well, because
I'd imagine
why implement a sliding bar for hair color and nothing else?
Yeah. Over skin color. I imagine that the avatar creation is fine.
Yeah. And then also when I was looking there, it looks like some of it will be behind the in-game currency. Like, you have to spend that to get like new hairdos and new clothes, stuff like that.
Not too surprising.
Yeah. But it all being in-game currency, that's not a red flag or anything like that. You'll just have to work a little bit at it.
Yeah, no, I was really worried that it looked like a system perfect for microtransactions, but apparently they've been telling people there aren't microtransactions. So,
yeah,
as long as it's not microtransactions, like, okay, cool. I'm here for it. It looks like a lot of the Elite Trainer box card customization is going to make it over fine. Like, you can just buy the card boxes from the Elite Trainer box you would get on, like, TCG Online for 600 coins. And I think coins are the cosmetic currency.
Okay.
I think the way it works out is there are crystals that you use to get, like, your battle pass, or you use them in the store to buy booster packs.
Okay.
Or promos and whatnot. Then there's coins for cosmetic things, and then there's the currency that you get for having extra cards that you can use to craft cards. Those are the three things.
The one that looks like the hexagon or whatever. Yeah.
The rainbow hexagon coin. That's your crafting currency. And from the screenshots, it looks like you get a decent amount. So you'll be able to craft the decks you want. I've heard it's also relatively easy to get, like, good decks. Like, if you buy the battle pass, the second tier of the battle pass, like, the first thing they give you is a Mew VMAX deck. So,
oh, wow.
Like, they want you to play this game. and they want you to play with the good cards. I heard the starter decks they give you are also like not bad. So,
oh, that's cool.
Like they're good starter decks. They're not theme decks. They're like actual starter decks. So that's exciting.
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, I've heard accessibility in this game is very good. Like if you want to play a deck, you can build the deck relatively easily.
All right. Also, some things I was looking at, or I found out when I was looking through it, they're going to do like the same daily challenges kinds of things, ladders. So that they're making the how it's going to play a lot the same.
Mm-hmm.
But they didn't talk a lot about like new implementations on like maybe different like if they were going to do theme decks or like theme deck tournaments or things like that or whatever. I'm sure they will, but just saying that they haven't been.
That feels like something that happens down the line. They just want a functioning client for standard first. Yeah. I did see like the ranking system,
mm-hmm.
and it uses like a tier-based system, kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh does, where it's like, here's bronze, it's like Pokeball, Great Ball, Ultra Ball, something like that. Something along those lines. Master Ball, I think it might be ranked too. And each one has like different Pokemon that represent it. It'll be, like, it's not a bad system. It's not a bad ladder system. Also, I think there's a here we go. Quick League, Poke League, Great League, Ultra League, Master League. And each one has like different layers.
They're using like the Pokemon Go tiers or tier names.
Kind of. It's like, you get X wins in this category, you move up, something along those lines. And it's not too bad.
That's cool.
Though I did hear that they don't have player rankings in it, so that's a little sad but not the end of the world.
Well, player rankings, I mean, that could be really...
That could be something that they put on the site eventually, because that's how it is for TCG Online, and no one really cares about them.
Yeah.
Because it's more about how many games you play as opposed to how well you play.
Oh, wait. You're saying that's how PTCGO is, or that's how this...
Yeah, like, the rankings aren't on the client, they're on the website.
Oh, gotcha.
Like, if you go to the TCG page that shows, like, your online TCG Online rankings, it's like, these are the people with the most points, but points are gotten by lucky win streaks, too. So, it doesn't tell you who the best players are, but so it's not, like, the end of the world. That we don't get that in live, either.
Do you know if they're going to, like, implement any sort of, like, tier-based matchup system? Like, if you're...
I'd imagine that, like, Great Ball players or Great League players play other Great League players, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that does.
I'd imagine that's how the tiering works. It's like, you're in Great League, okay, you're playing another Great League player.
Cool.
Like, we're not putting you up against Master League players if you're in Pokeball League.
That'll be helpful.
Yeah, I imagine that's how it'll do its matchmaking system. Like, if you're in Quick Ball Togepi and someone else is in Quick League Riolu, like, maybe you'll play each other. But I don't think that's the end of the world.
And then there's just a couple more things that I wanted to say for the people listening. Originally, it's going to be launching in these languages: English, French, German, Italian, Spanish, and Brazilian Portuguese. I also assumed Japanese, but it didn't say so on the website.
It's not a guarantee.
Really?
Because Japan doesn't have TCGO.
What? Really?
Yeah, no, they don't use TCG Online. Like, they can download it over there, but this is more of a Western thing.
Huh. That's
because they're so far ahead anyway on cards, usually.
That's funny. I thought it was like, well, I mean, that makes a lot of sense, because it's like, why would you...
Like, their booster packs are different, too, so...
Yeah, and you would have to, like, that would be a lot of maintenance to try and, like, have the Japanese side have all these cards that they've got sooner, but then not give them to the rest of the world,
yeah.
You know, and then trying to go back and forth with that.
Like, it's not universal releases for it, so... And I think their booster packs are like 5 cards instead of 10 or something like that, too. Like, they get half booster packs. So...
All right. And then another thing, system requirements. Like I mentioned before, there's going to be mobile versions for both Android and iOS. It's going to be available on Mac and PC as well. Android 8 operating system and beyond. And then the Galaxy 7 and up to current hardware should be able to use it. iOS 15 iPhones, iPhone 7 to current as far as the operating system. And then for Mac and PC, OS X 10.14, and then Windows 7, 8, and 10 should all be able to run it.
Yeah, it's a relatively like low intensity game from what I've seen. So
Yeah, and that's good because, I mean, to be completely honest, how many people can afford the brand new hardware that they push out every year?
yeah, I usually run a few years behind. Like I'm using an iPhone SE, and it's good enough for me. So
Yeah, and so there's a little bit of negative things. I don't know if all or any of your flair, like card sleeves or deck boxes, etc., are going to be available for transfer. But the positive side, right now, there's no real microtransaction sort of things going on, so you can earn those back, hopefully, in some degree. They'll probably be a little bit different. I mean, I'm super bummed out because I have like a lot of coins and deck boxes and stupid things like that I really like that aren't going to be transferring over.
I think a lot of the Elite Trainer box ones should be able to transfer. So
Okay, that's cool.
I imagine the ones you get from codes should be okay.
That would be nice because I really want my beautiful, and I'm going blank, Mega Gengar sleeves. I want those ready.
Yeah, hopefully those transfer. I think most of the Elite Trainer box ones should go because I see them in the pre-release screenshots as being in the store. So they're on the client, so they should hopefully transfer.
Yeah. I saw some of those too, but I did not see Mega Gengar.
Yeah, those ones I'm not sure about. Yeah. And plus, they're only like the more recent ETB ones right now, so maybe they'll have to wait for the old sets to be implemented for the old ones to come.
Yeah.
So, but that's where most of my card sleeves are. Like I've got all the 20th anniversary? Yeah, the 20th anniversary card sleeves from the mythical boxes. So hopefully those will come over at some point.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I thought they were a cool little thing.
All right, everybody. Well, this has been kind of a short episode, but, that's all right.
Yeah, hopefully we'll be able to actually talk about it after playing the game soon. So.
Oh yeah, that'll be fun. I would really like it if it could come out like mid next month, and then we'd be able to talk about it on the show.
Yeah, like I could see it being in March if like their contract with the people who do TCG Online ends at the fiscal year.
Yeah.
They don't want to try to like renew it for like a month. Like I might just be the hard deadline. It's like, yeah, we signed a contract through 2022 or 2021 and fiscal year 2021 ends. So I guess we have to move. But I could see it anytime between now and the next set in May, I think it is. So,
what time is the next? Do you know what time or what day the next set is in May?
I think it's late May. I want to say it's late May.
All right. Well, spoilers, everybody. We're gonna decide based on what day we're gonna actually do it. So we'll figure it out. All right. Well, thanks everybody for listening. You are the Puckle Peeps are the best peeps in the world. Sigma, thank you for helping me out today, coming on and talking about this.
Yeah. It was fun. It's been a very good day. There was a new generation released on when we were recording this. Like, we're on a high.
Oh, yeah. Everyone, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day.
It's closing time. Farewell, my friend. my friend.